हाय गाइस, तो आज है डे 6 ऑफ 30 डेज 30 इकॉन वीडियोस चैलेंज और आज के डे 6 में हम बात करेंगे हाउ कैन वी राइट एन evaluation फॉर अ 12 मार्क क्वेश्चन दैट सेज assess whether or not inflation is always harmful. For evaluating such a question, students are required to provide the factors that will determine how bad or good inflation can be. So here are 4 factors that you can write in your essay that will determine whether inflation is always harmful or not, which will serve as your evaluation. First, you could say that it will depend on the cause of inflation, whether it is demand pull or cost push. Cost push inflation is accompanied by a fall in real GDP leading to stagflation. Thus, it is deemed to be worse than demand pull inflation, which, if controlled, can be beneficial and an indicator of a healthy economy. The second point that you can write is that it will depend on the actual rate of inflation. The higher the rate, the worse are the consequences. A low rate of inflation is deemed okay, especially if it is stable, and hence there won't be many costs to the economy in that case. In fact, a low level of demand pull inflation may have more benefits than costs to the economy. But if the rate of inflation is high and rampant, the cost to the economy, in particular the risk of price spirals and the problems of inflationary noise, will be severe. The third point that you can write is that you could say that it will depend upon the stability of the figure. Fluctuations in inflation are not desirable. Unstable inflation leads to worsening of the inflationary noise, where it is difficult for consumers and firms to understand the signaling function of the prices, thus making it harder for firms and consumers to plan ahead and make consumption and investment decisions. The fourth and the last point you could say is that it will depend upon whether inflation is anticipated or unanticipated. Anticipated high inflation is very dangerous for an economy where wage price spirals and consumer price spirals are much more likely, making it very difficult for an economy to get out of. At the same time, unanticipated sudden increases in inflation is also not good for confidence and could lead to a fall in real incomes and consumer spending. That's all for day 6 guys. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends. मिलेंगे अब day 7 में.